Hello, everyone. Welcome to another free art lesson by Palak Studio Inc. My name is Pooja. I'm the virtual art instructor today. Um, we'll be starting in a few minutes. We'll be doing a lovely underwater, simple, beginner-friendly painting today. I hope you have fun this session, and I look forward to seeing all the lovely artworks at the end of the session. The colors we'll be using primarily are, we'll be starting with light blue and white. We'll then be proceeding to using a teal shade and a dark blue. As always, if you do not have any particular shade, please feel free to improvise. You can add white or a bit of black to create your own deeper color of shades. Feel free to follow me or add any components that you would like to your painting, and let's make this a fun, unique session, okay? So let's begin. So I'm going to be taking my white acrylic paint. If you have any questions during the process, please leave them in the chat section and I'll address them as we go. I'd love to hear any queries, any questions that you may have. So I'm starting with white acrylic paint and a flat wide brush. So the brush is going to be like this. I will be leaving a link to all the art accessories that I use. So you have a list of what I generally recommend, and you can use that and go ahead and purchase it if you'd like. I have included the Amazon links as well. And so that would be helpful for you to see what I generally use and recommend. So I'm taking my white paint, my flat brush, and we'll be using semicircular patterns because this is an underwater scene. So I'm first going on and making just a semicircle with white. It'll be more visible when I add the light blue. I'm going to be taking a sky blue shade now. And creating my next semicircular layer. So this is an underwater scene. So the colors will get darker and deeper as we move downwards. I'm going to take a bit of white and again go over this so that it's blending well and nicely. If you join late and you're finding it difficult to catch up, the sessions are being recorded and will be posted to Palak Studio Inc. YouTube channel as well as the site. You can go there after the session is done and you can catch up or redo some parts that you would like to just go over again. These sessions are very simple, beginner friendly, kids can do it, adults can join in. You just like to do this together and have some fun every Thursday evening. Again, I'm just moving back and forth in the same direction. The consistency of paint should not be too thick or too thin. It should flow easily over the surface of your paper. I'm using 300 GSM watercolor paper. This is really thick paper. It doesn't crumple or wrinkle easily, so I can get those layers without creating a rip or tear in my sheet of paper. I just added a link in the chat section that has all the materials I generally use and recommend. I hope that'll be useful for some of you who'd like to see what materials you can use if you'd like to just upgrade your skills. So I'm going ahead and just again creating another layer with that blue, adding a bit of white in sections. So you can see that lovely watery effect is coming in. We will be repeating this a couple of more times before we go ahead and use our next color. That will be teal, robin blue, anything that you may have on hand. You can create your own shade by adding a bit of black to your light blue. So I'm just going to do another layer now. Whenever I add a new layer, I'm going to use a bit of white and go over it again. That helps to blend it all out so that there are no distinct two different layers, but a more uniform appearance. It's so good to see some familiar faces. I'm glad to see you all here. Please do join me every Thursday. The art lessons are free, they're easy, and I hope they're simple to follow. Just a request, the link I shared has a Google review option at the end of your session. If you could just leave me a review, that would be really, really beneficial to me. Even if you have left a review before, there's an option to post a picture of your painting. I'd love to see that in your review as well. I'd love to know where some of you are joining from. I'm joining in from Calgary, Canada. I'd love to know where you all are located. Let's make this a fun interactive session. I'd love to know where some of the participants are from. If you have any questions, as always, please leave them in the chat section. I'll definitely try and help out when I can. So the next color I'm going to be using is robin blue, teal. So just going ahead and adding that. As always, I will be using white and blending that with my layer on the top so that it's more uniform. So just going ahead, adding a bit of sky blue and white, and then just blending it all out. Please remember to do this in a semicircular fashion since this is an underwater painting. I'm going to go ahead again with my teal, this time leaving it a bit darker. Just going upwards and then downwards again. The next shade we will be using will be dark blue. And finishing off that base, again, add white, just move upwards a bit. And a bit of the teal color that we used previously so that you can just blend that all out. We do conduct classes, advanced classes as well. These are paid lessons and are conducted virtually as well as in person if you're in Calgary, and virtual classes as well. The link contains more information about that. There's also a donate option. If you like these lessons, please consider donating. It helps me conduct these free lessons and keep it going. So the background is now complete, and then we'll be moving in with our details. I'll just be waiting a couple of minutes for the background to dry completely before I move ahead. If you have an Instagram account, please follow Palak Studio Inc. Handle, as well as my personal handle is Doodles by Pooja for more art tips and art reels. So the next step that I'm going to do is add some rays. So please do this only if your background is completely dry. I'm just going to go ahead and just gently with some white paint, drag my brush to create these rays. My paint is dry, it's not very watery. I'm going to go ahead and draw my fishes now. My background is completely dry, so please ensure your background is dry before you move ahead on this part. So we're going to be doing angel fishes. If you find this difficult, you can do any fish of your choice. I'm just going to draw the fish here again for those who can't find it, who are finding it difficult to follow. Feel free to add any other fish. A simpler version of a fish will do, but this is the one that I'm going to be doing today. If anyone has any questions or has any trouble following anything, please let me know in the chat section. Okay. I'm going to be doing one more of those here. Please draw your fishes very lightly. I'm drawing them dark so that everyone can see them clearly. I will be going ahead and painting with white. Generally, you can use the shade that you want to use to paint the fish directly, but we'd like the colors to pop a bit more because we're using a dark blue background. So we're just going to do a white base and then go over it with the colors of the fish's body. The white base is going to help enhance those colors even better. Again, your background must be completely dry to prevent any intermixing of colors. So please ensure that before you proceed to the stage. If anyone would like to do just one single large fish, you can do that as well. You can try and make it your own unique painting. Just deepening out those because they've kind of mixed with the background. So at any point, if you see that some of your shades have become dull, feel free to go over them again. We'll be waiting for the white base of the fishes to dry, and then we'll be proceeding to the next stage. I'm going to be adding a few weeds at the base and some pebbles. So I'll wait for a couple of minutes for everyone to catch up, and then we can do that part. All right. Now I'll be adding some weeds. I'm just going to draw those out in some coral-like structures. This will be more visible when I paint over it. I'm going to be using a bit of green and brown for this spot. So using some light green. I painted my first coral. It's more visible right now. I added some white to that. I'm going ahead and doing a few more of those now. I'm going to use some brown and create some pebbles at the base here. You can add any component you'd like to your ocean floor. You can make a starfish. I'm going to be adding a few taller weeds here. I hope everyone is being able to follow. As I mentioned before, and if anyone joined late, the sessions are recorded and will be posted to the Palak Studio Inc. website and YouTube channel in a couple of hours from now. So please feel free to catch up there if you have any trouble following the session. Please do hang around at the end. I'd love to see your work. I'm going to be adding a bit of white to red for another shade of coral. With a bit of white, I'm just going to be adding some details to some of my veins. Next, we'll be moving on to our fish now that the base of our painting is done. Just a tip for those beginners who are not aware of this. When you're working on your painting and you've done the base, you'd prefer to flip your painting so that you avoid smudging your paint at the base, or you can be careful. And if you're experienced, you can just do it from the side. So we're going to go ahead and paint our angelfish. I'll be using two shades for this, yellow and black. And we'll be doing a pinstripe fashion. I'm just going to draw that out lightly. As I mentioned before, if you're enjoying this session and finding it easy, please do consider leaving me that Google review at the very end. Okay, so I'll be taking my black paint. I'm now doing my first layer. Please use a narrow brush for this and do it very slowly and gently. Doing my second layer now of black. This one will extend a bit down the fins. And lastly, I'll be doing my tail with black as well. We'll be just leaving a small line here of white. On the tail fin section, covering the rest with black. To go ahead with my second fish and do the same, and then come back to my first one for the yellow. Now we've completed the black portion for both our fishes. I'm going to go ahead and use my yellow. So I'm using a light yellow shade. Feel free to use anything that you may have on hand. Because of that white base, you can see how well the yellow shade has popped. Just a line of yellow here, just a hint. Just going to go ahead and finish off this fish as well. Just a hint of my black paint and a narrow brush. You can do this with a pen as well. I'm just going to go ahead and do the eyes. And the mouth. We will be finishing off the painting with a few bubbles. Just use some white paint. And your thin brush to do those bubbles. So we're done with our painting. Whenever you're done, you can hold up your paintings. I will be here for the next 10 minutes and would love to see what all of you have done. You can leave your Google reviews here. Bahar, that's really beautiful. Heru space rocket, that's really lovely. Great attempt. Alex, that's beautiful. I love the choral section at the end. Really well done. For everyone that's here, the sessions are held every Thursday. We do something new every week. It's a different artwork. It's easy. It's beginner friendly. It's for kids as well as adults. Please feel free to join me every Thursday. If anyone would still like to show me their work, I'll be here till 7 p.m. You can even ask me any questions or queries. Virginia, that's beautiful. The one next to you is amazing as well. Bye. Thank you for joining. I hope you had fun.